Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutal Investor channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, we're going to talk about a very recent project that I came across, and this project is called Oxygen or OXY. And as always, if you guys want to understand more about this project and do your own research, I suggest you guys to go to their website oxygen.org in order to learn more about their project, right? So what is Oxygen? Oxygen is a DeFi prime brokerage protocol to help get liquidity, borrow to short, get a trading leverage, and to generate yield, right? So basically, it's a prime brokerage protocol in a decentralized environment that helps you to not only gain yields, but also to get leverage trading, borrow in order to short certain assets, and also to get sufficient liquidity from the project, right? So you can do this against a portfolio of digital assets, right? So you can do all of these things again against a portfolio of several digital assets. If you click launch app, that's where you will be able to access their app. So if you come across this video on the website, I suggest you to have a look at it because it provides a lot of valuable information that will be helpful in helping you do your own research and getting interested in what they're doing, right? So implemented financial solutions tested on trillions of dollars in the real world, now applied to digital assets and shared with the community by the same people who structured, sold, traded these at J.P.Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, right? So basically what their selling feature is mainly that they're trying to implement something that has been established and implemented in the traditional markets with amounts worth of trillions of dollars being invested in these kind of infrastructures in the so-called real world, double quotes, right? They are trying to implement these techniques in the DeFi space under the Oxygen protocol, right? And these techniques have been stated to be used by J.P.Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and Bank of America, who are some of the biggest names in the not only in the American financial ecosystem but also globally, right? So that's pretty cool. Natural evolution of borrowing slash lending. So peer-to-peer $5 million volume a month. ETHLend 2017 2K users, right? So basically they're going through how the evolution occurred. So it initially started off in 2017 with ETHLend, which is now Aave, and it started off with $5 million in volume per month, even back then in 2017, with initially 2K users from the beginning, right? And then it moved to the market, money market protocol, where $3 billion were locked in Aave compound and with 200K users. So it kind of jumped from 2K users to 200K users and 3 million to $3 billion locked in Aave and compound finance and several other DeFi protocols, right? And then it evolved to the prime brokerage protocol, which is currently about to explode with tens of millions of potential users, right? And with even more billions of dollars locked in this protocol, right? So again, it's nice how they presented the evolution of the market, because most people, when they try to invest in cryptocurrencies, they basically wonder what is the value proposition, right? So again, Oxygen is not really trying to do something completely different, which no one else has ever done before. They're basically trying to say that they're an evolution of already existing projects, and this evolution is going to be more efficient than the previous projects that they're claiming to be better than, right? So that's pretty cool. Empower your portfolio with trading leverage, term liquidity, passive yield, borrowing to short, option writing, right? So if you're someone who is much more well versed in trading and shorting and longing assets, especially in the crypto space, I believe you would definitely find value in this project, and this project will definitely help you empower your portfolio with all of these different features, and you'll also be getting a passive yield as they mentioned here, right? So that's pretty cool. How it works. So this is a simpler explanation of how the platform Oxygen works for someone who is not really familiar with the crypto space or the DeFi space in general, right? So in CeFi, investor pays for everyone's party. So basically, this is something that most people don't really understand, because in centralized finance, you are the one who is basically the money holder, and you would be seeking out projects in order to invest your capital and get more out of your buck, right? So you are basically the one who is basically responsible for several corporations to succeed, and that's why they're kind of like hinting that the CeFi investor pays for everyone's party, right? So if you see, this is the investor, like an average investor like you and me, retiree, limited partners, etc. And if you see long asset managers, example pension funds, what they do is they manage assets, make assets available to borrow, and so on and so forth. So they're kind of like the people who most of the investors, like retail investors, typically go to. And if you see, asset management execution fees is something that they will charge you, and then the final thing is the money goes to the shareholders, employees, suppliers, and so on and so forth, right? So all of these management fees and other hidden fees goes directly to the shareholders, employees, and suppliers, right? And then if you take the investment bank, for example, they provide custody, access to assets, borrow/lending market, trading, and funding. So that's pretty much what banks usually provide. And if you see, they also charge a custody fee. Again, most banks, they charge you a fee to hold your money, which they reinvest in projects anyway, and they don't give you a portion of their interest that they get back from your money, right? So in this illustration, the banks are not only getting the custody fees, but they're also borrowing, lending, bid-ask spread, and trading fees. So they're basically trying to have as much hidden fees as possible in order to get as much money from you, right? And this goes to the shareholders, employees, and suppliers as well, right? If you take hedging venues, you can see derivative exchanges, exchanges for underlying, borrowing/lending for underlying, internal crossing within bank, other banks, direct and blind pool, retail distribution, right? So basically, trading fees, borrowing fees, lending fees, again lending interest, all of these things are basically within this ecosystem that mostly benefits shareholders, employees, and suppliers. And there's also hidden fees that you're not even aware of. So basically, you are the source of income for all of these institutions, and they try to take advantage of your situation where you have some money and you want to invest it, and these these people, these banks and corporations, they try to take your money from you and more fees from you without even you knowing it, right? In DeFi, so this is the scenario for centralized exchange, centralized ecosystems, financial ecosystems. But in DeFi, this is what happens, right? So in DeFi, investor gets best execution, full transparency, and minimal cost. Again, so in CeFi, you get basically the exact opposite of what the DeFi sector gives you, where in CeFi, you get the worst execution, you get complete opacity, and you have very high costs. But DeFi reverses that altogether, right? So here, investor basically uses a mobile app. They don't even have to go to the bank. You can pretty much access the entire decentralized finance within your mobile phone or within your laptop, right? You can use a mobile app, free self-custody. You would be the one responsible for your private keys, and you don't have to worry about paying fees, monthly fees, or hidden fees, or you don't have to worry about any form of centralization, right? That's pretty cool. Deposit portfolio makes available to lend out, gets leverage. So when you have the custody of your own money in cryptocurrency, you are basically having the free will to do whatever you want with them. And you can lend it, you can stake it, you can borrow a stable coin asset by locking or supplying your crypto. You could pretty much do whatever you want with it. Like you can even participate in decentralized leverage trading and make more money with no middleman in play, right? You have full control of assets, no custody fee, and by it works throughout the Oxygen smart contract, which will help you make sure that your funds are secure and to participate in the DeFi ecosystem in a decentralized manner, right? Borrowing lending fee is obviously like a small fee, but you'll probably be paying way more fees in a centralized ecosystem compared to decentralized platforms like Oxygen, right? Volatility liquidity providers, or VLP, is basically OXY or Oxy reward tokens are distributed. Structuring fee is also distributed. Lending fee, trading profit and loss for providing liquidity and risk capital. So you basically, by participating in the volatility liquidity provider, you are awarded with Oxy token rewards, and this also entitles you to receive some structuring fees, lending fees, and so on and so forth, right? Distribution partners, if not direct, Oxy reward tokens for originating client trade. So if you're not directly participating in the ecosystem, by indirectly participating, you're still awarded with Oxy tokens. Oxy token holders get 100% of net revenues from Oxygen protocol, right? Again, this is in stark contrast with everything that happens in the centralized finance, where you are taken, you are pushed out of your money, and your money is taken from you and it's invested in several risky projects where the banks can lose your money, and even if they make profit, you are not going to be entitled to any of those, right? So that's a pretty stark contrast to the decentralized economy. Decentralized venues, so exchange for underlying, again in brackets, Serum, DeFi order book for borrowing / lending, Serum, internal crossing, access pools within Oxygen, other parties, individuals, OTC desks, funds, retail distribution, right? Again, there are several other decentralized venues that are available within the Oxygen ecosystem, and these are some of them, right? So Oxygen transforms collateral. Oxygen protocol makes it easier to borrow and lend on marketplaces. It helps you manage risk effectively. Liquidation engine is available as well. You can also manage your collateral. You can also be your own portfolio manager, right? It also provides you tools to help you do all of these, which is pretty interesting. In DeFi ecosystem, delta hedging, 1-inch Uniswap balancer, borrowing / lending is basically Yearn Finance, Aave, and Compound. Market data is being provided by Chainlink and Open Data, and volatility hedging is based on OTC desks, right? Again, that's also some other important information. Third-party tools, they use several third-party tools. They use a product constructor, mobile web user interface, mobile SDK, which is software development kit, mobile app, non-custodial wallet plus constructor, and portfolio monitoring, right? You're basically awarded with all of these third-party tools. And if you look at the clients, basically are individuals, wallets, funds, venture capitals, OTC, exchanges, and miners, right? So they have several clients. You have multiple features here. I suggest you guys to go and click each and every one of them to understand more about this project. They basically have different sections where you can look at the returns, pricing, risk management, products, and governance, right? If you want to know what this all is all about, you can read the About Us section, where they say a focused team of financial and software engineers in London, New York, and Israel, passionate about DeFi and bringing institutional products, risk management, know-how, and profit and loss opportunities to all, right? So again, this is the main kicker here. You are basically excluded from receiving all of these benefits just because of the fact that you don't really fall under the high capital holder, right, category in the centralized ecosystem, right? But in a decentralized ecosystem, the team of Oxygen, they aim to provide you with those kind of tools that will help you manage your risk effectively, and to also improve your profits on several opportunities in a decentralized manner through smart contracts in the Oxygen protocol, right? If you don't really understand how this project works, or if you feel like this project is very complicated, this is all you need to know, right? They're basically trying to provide tools that are way more effective in the centralized ecosystem that venture capitals and big hedge funds have used for several decades. They want to bring it to small retail investors like you and I, right? That's basically their overall goal. We combine experience of creating mobile-first blockchain-based solutions with 50+ years of senior finance experience in structuring, selling, and risk management of structured products and strategic corporate solutions across equities, fixed income, currencies, and commodities, right? So they do have a lot of experience, and they know what they're doing, and they're trying to use the mobile first blockchain ecosystem with their 50 years of experience in senior financing and structuring, risk management, and corporate issue handling, right? So that's kind of like the core of the team and the expertise of the team itself, which is very encouraging. And if you see the core team, their core team members are basically from several big giants, J.P.Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, which are some of the big giants that we're already aware of, CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and Barclays, right? So all of these are pretty strong players, and they know pretty much what they're doing, right? And that's how they have been successful in the centralized market for so many decades, right? If you look at the partners, they have FTX, which is one of the most popular tier 1 exchanges, Alameda Research, Serum, Genesis, Multicoin Capital. You can also see Dow Ventures, and so on and so forth, right? You can see some really big venture capitals exchanges and big crypto-based projects that support Oxygen, right? And if you go to the bottom, that's pretty much it. You can go to the top right in the cube icon. You can see their wallet. You can learn more about their token. You can also understand their FAQs to see what are the common questions that people ask to the Oxygen team, right? So moving back to the CoinGecko page for Oxygen, we can see that Oxygen is the 249th ranked token by market cap on CoinGecko, and it is currently trading at $2.97 and had a 1.3% increase in the past 24 hours, right? If you look at the market cap, it's still relatively undervalued for what it claims to be. It basically claims to offer retail investors the tools for them to have proper risk management, ensure that they optimize their profits, and it's all done in a decentralized way with no middleman, very low fees, and a highly efficient smart contract, right? So for a project that has so many high quality features, $149 million is relatively undervalued. And this token was, I believe, only recently, listed on CoinGecko. So it's still very early, right? It's still in the very early stages, right? One of the main problems that I find with this project is its maximum supply, which is 10 billion tokens, right? And if you see the circulating supply in proportion to its maximum supply, you can definitely see that this project is going to have a long, short-term inflationary problem that is going to affect the price of the token in the short term. But based on how strong fundamentals that this project has, I believe that this project does have potential to grow exponentially in the future. But again, bear in mind that you are going to see a lot of inflation-based slumping of the price of this token because of its extremely low circulating supply in proportions to its huge maximum supply, right? Again, if you click at the question mark, you can clearly see that they have broken down the available supply with the current estimated circulating supply. And you can see Oxy Venture Capital Pool is basically having 8.8 million tokens. Ecosystem incentives, which basically means liquidity providing rewards. Treasury has 9.7 billion tokens, right? So there's so many factors that affect the price slumping of this token. And one of the main price slumping factors is basically the lower circulating supply in proportion to its max supply, and also the relatively high treasury funds which they have, which is going to be interesting to see how they use their treasury funds, right? So if you look at the charts for this token, it has pretty much been slumping already. And if you see the data point, you can pretty much see the data on CoinGecko available since 16th of March, and it's pretty much gone up just like any newly listed token, and it has pretty much reached $4.12, and it has sharply declined and reached the low of $2.71, and it's been moving sideways pretty much staying in the $2.90, $2.80 region. So you can see that this token is basically 2 days old, right? Again, based on the data that you can see from CoinGecko, it is 2 days old since the day when it was listed on CoinGecko. So it pretty much hasn't set its all-time highs yet. The volume, the 24-hour volume, is basically $5.5 million in trading volume, which is literally nothing compared to several other projects. And there are many projects that are competing with each other in order to do the same function, in order to offer the same functionality that Oxygen is offering you. So Oxygen survival depends on how well people are looking forward to in order to access several tools that Oxygen has to offer. And it will be a matter of time before we see Oxygen pump like crazy, because with the current scenario about stimulus checks being pumped into the economy, and people are getting very low, like negative interest rates from banks, the things are going to get very worse, right? And if you guys think that there's a lot of options available, then you're wrong, because there's a lot less options available, and there are only few projects that aim to address serious issues, right? And I believe that the project like Oxygen is definitely trying to achieve something which many people have tried and failed, and it's not going to be easy to achieve something that has been successfully practiced in the centralized economy by Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, and all these huge financial giants into the DeFi space, which is still relatively new, right? So Oxygen's success will mainly be based on how it delivers on its promises, and I believe that it has a very high potential, right? Although you can definitely see the slumping of price because of the current circulating supply and the high max supply. And it's only relatively new, and I believe that it's going to set new all-time highs, and it also has the potential to cross $10 per token very soon, right? Even though you can see that the market cap is $149 million, I still believe that this has a long way to grow, not only because of its relatively new nature, but also because of the fact that it has very strong industry leaders backing this up, right? If you look at the Bitcoin comparative, again, you can see a pretty similar pattern, but if you see after March 17th, which is basically yesterday, the price decoupling is happening between the Bitcoin comparative and the dollar comparative, where the dollar comparative is pretty much at its relative lows, but the Bitcoin comparative is at its all-time lows, up at about 5,000 satoshis per token, right? Again, if you are planning to buy this token after your own research, obviously, and you want to buy it with Bitcoin satoshis, then this would be the perfect time to buy it at some relatively high discounted price, because after people start noticing this token, the price won't be here for too long. It's going to definitely explode. And as you can see, based on the 24-hour trading volume, you can see that this token is very volatile, right? So it's going to have very violent upswings followed by very violent downswings. But if you are a believer in this project, and if you believe that decentralized finance, opportunities for leverage trading or shorting assets, or making things way more efficient when it comes to improving the financial capabilities of people, and if you feel like this project is going to deliver on all the promises that it's promising, then I believe that this project can also be a potential long-term hold, right? But most people who notice tokens like these at this early stage are going to mainly use it for short-term trading or short-term profitability, and they usually dump after a few weeks. But I believe that this project is going to explode and set really good all-time highs by crossing $10 per token, and it's going to definitely be something to keep in mind as a long-term hold, right? If you look at the markets, you can clearly buy this token from FTX, which is also a partner of this project. You can also buy it from BitMax, SushiSwap, and Uniswap, right? Although I wouldn't recommend SushiSwap or Uniswap because of the high gas fees, you can definitely get it from FTX, which is one of the tier 1 exchanges. With you can buy it with the USD, US dollar, or USD Tether, right? You can also buy it from BitMax on USD Tether, which is also relatively reputed, highly well known and reputed exchanges in the crypto space, and you can pretty much get it from there using USDT, right? So what is my final verdict on this? I'm going to definitely look into this project way more, and I'm going to see what is the right entry point for me when it comes to the dollar comparative. It is a really good buy at this point, but I do believe that the price may slump to $2.80 or $2.75 in that range, and I'll probably grab it from FTX. Again, I do want to see what the withdrawal fees are for FTX versus BitMax, because I have accounts on both. Depending on whichever has the lowest withdrawal fee, I'll probably get it from there. But also bear in mind that this project is based on the Solana blockchain, so that is a new and upcoming blockchain which I need to cover in another video, because it is a really cool blockchain which offers very high transaction speeds and very low gas fees, right? So when it comes to Oxygen, I would definitely recommend you guys to have a deep look into this project. It may not be as easy to understand as other projects, but this project does pack a huge punch, and it will definitely moon in the long run, right? I would probably hold a token of this value, for maybe at least 2 to 3 years minimum, and I would obviously monitor the price and ensure that it gets listed on more and more exchanges to get more and more liquidity and volume, right? So that's just my opinion, guys. Remember, guys, you guys are not regular investors, you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you like my video, please click the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.